Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes, and this is all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. Formula A is 4 moves, Formula B is 8 moves. That solves every complexity Rubik's Cube. Formula A brings a piece to the top and twists the corners as needed. And Formula B moves 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do, no matter how complex you're playing with the Rubik's Cube. Formula A is okay. If you look at the formulas, you'll see there are two lines, one line, one arrow, and each movement is one line, one arrow. I started off with like 3 lines representing the 3x3, and then realized as it got bigger, it was harder to see. But if you look at the lines, the arrow is the one slice you move at a time, and the line represents everything else. Then you can use it on larger cubes without having to count the lines to see where the arrow is. For Formula A, if your line is the bottom row in the right column, then you switch these 2 corners around and twist them as you go along, like so. Out, down, in, up. This cube went down here. Out, down, in, up, and it went back to the top, but it's twisted. Other pieces move as well. However, if it's done in multiples of 6, then the bottom is no longer altered. So it, excuse me, I can speak. Okay, so if you use the middle row and the middle column, then you end up with boxes. This piece wants to move to the top, I move it away, I move the space down, I move the piece into the space, and the piece in the space back up again, and I have boxes. Formula A affects all 6 sides. You can do it for the entire first layer, but other than that you can't, because the sides get messed up as well. Again, move the piece away, move the space down, move the piece in the space back up again. 3 times each back to start. I flipped it over, so I did the reverse of it, so twice. Formula B is 1 row and 2 columns. If you have a 2x2, there's only 2 columns, so obviously they're the only ones you can do. What happens is slide up, slide down, and we just moved 3 cubes around. The rest of the cube is not moved, but 3 corners have just moved. They've moved from looking at the top clockwise. If I do it again, it has the effect of having moved counterclockwise, and once more gets me back to start. So rather than looking at it and saying, do I want to do, assessing in my head, what does this situation need? Does it need clockwise or counterclockwise? I just do one, and if it doesn't do it, I do the other one, and it's done. It's faster for me to do it twice than to sit there and figure out, because my brain is weird. But as you get to larger cubes, you can alter and switch which columns you use, and different things happen. You're always using the top row. But if you use an outside and inside column, then out, slide up, slide down, then you end up with moving edges. Okay, and 3 times always get you back to the start. Okay, if you have a larger cube, well, that is my cube. You don't have to memorize which 2 columns move which things. You just have to pick a piece that you want to move, like say this one. Line it up so that you can see where you're going to want land, and that's what you want. You go up, rotate the top row so it's in a different column, and that is wherever it is, that's your second column. Goes up, and then reverse down, and set the top. You can move any piece, any 3 pieces. It always moves 3 pieces. Now it looks like I moved 2 pieces, but 2 of the pieces were yellow, so you can't tell that it moved. If I do this, you can tell I'm going to mark where this yellow piece is going to land. So first thing I do is line it up, then I go up, move to a different column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down, and instead of here, it moved here. So three pieces moved. And that's all you need to solve every complexity Rubik's Cube. It also works on every complexity. Wow. It flew out of my hands, guys. Every complexity minx as well. Formula A and Formula B. Formula A brings a piece to the top, brings a corner to the top. B moves 3 pieces around. A cube can have a parity, a minx cannot, but a minx has an order of operations, whereas the cube does not. For the minx, if one of your 2 columns happens to be the center column, you have ancillary movement. It moves edge pieces and corner pieces that you didn't intend, and center pieces that you didn't intend to move. But if you do the star parts first, and then the non-star parts can be moved with Formula B, moving just 3 pieces. So Formula A, Formula B, all you need to know. And then it's just, you pick the piece that you want to move and you apply it to that. So, if you want to practice on your centers and want to keep your cage intact, the corners and edges intact, then when you scramble, just keep your corners correct to each other, and then you'll be able to line up the edges without, and you'll have the cage will still be correct, but the centers will be messed up. Also, when you're taking a cube apart to fix it, or it popped, or you're trying to lube it, or whatever reason you have for taking a large cube apart, we were taught from the 3x3 forward, that you have to reassemble it into the correct order, or you might be in an unsolvable state, which is true. Whenever every piece only has one correct spot. However, for the larger cubes, the corners and edges and absolute center have to be positioned correctly. You don't have to sort the colors, the obliques, the floating centers, the diagonals, and the non. Every center that's not this absolute center can be placed just by shape. It doesn't have to be placed by color, and it's impossible to have it incorrect unless you have a shapeshifter. I don't work with shapeshifters. So when you're sorting all of your pieces before you begin, you don't have to sort all of the green centers, all the orange centers, etc. You just have to sort the centers by shape, and then just anything you put together will be solvable. This is my 3x3x9 with Eden. I have another one where these are just these are 1 piece rather than 3. The centers are 1 piece. I solved this yesterday, so I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to play with my mirror cube, unless people have questions. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I always want to read your names, but I'm afraid I'm going to not to offend someone by not saying it right. But thank you for joining me. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, anything particular you want me to demonstrate, or if you want me to teach you how to use my method, I can do that. I'm also set up to, I can incorporate Zoom, so if you have friends who want to learn, bring them to me. That'll be fun. I can incorporate Zoom. I just gameplay with my Zoom meeting room, and I can teach up to 4 people at a time. I can see your cube, you can see my cube, and we can play together. But it doesn't matter. The reason I can teach 4 cubes at a time doesn't matter what they are. I don't have to see what they look like. If you do Formula A and Formula B, it solves. So the assessments that we ask, like, is there a yellow anywhere on this corner? All right, I'm going to scramble. Do you guys have any wonderful plans coming up for the weekend? I have a physical therapy today, so I've got to get ready for that. The mirror cube structurally internally is just a 3 by 3. I have other cubes that are also just 3 by 3s, even though they look strange. Where are they? Not sure where they are. Internally, it's just a 3 by 3. The difference being that instead of having colors to match up, every side is a differing length distance from the center. So that's why we have tall pieces, we have short pieces, we have wide pieces, we have skinny pieces. With the colored cubes, I always start with yellow, simply because all of my cubes have a yellow. Not all of them have every color. Like my void cube, for example, has purple on it. Okay, so for the mirror cubes, I work with the largest sides first. So I hold the cube, close my eyes, and where it's poking me, that's probably the large size. So this one, I have 6 centers. I'm going to line up the center to it. 1, 2, 3. That looks like, nope, that's not the right size. 4, 5. That's the one. Okay, so this is the longest center. So this is a corner that matches it. This one also matches it. We're going by shape, height. This one is not, the long side is not on top. So, but this might be, nope, that's not a long side, but this one might be. So, if the piece I want is either here or here, formula A will bring it to the top. Okay, that is not top yet. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, there it is. Okay, so it's the same distance as the top. Okay, so this one might be, in fact it is, I've just sized it. So formula A is going to switch these two and twist them until this one's long side top. Two, down and up, 3, down and up, 4. Okay, so the 4 corners, I'm ignoring everything but the corners. The 4 corners are matched the longest side, so the 4 corners are correct on the top. Now I check the sides to see if they match. These ones look to be the same size. These ones are not, these ones are not, and these ones are not. Only 3 things can happen when you have a match on top and you look at the corners, look at the side edges. Either all of them match, none of them match, or one of them matches. If none of them matches, it doesn't matter which way you hold it to do the next step. If one of them matches, you want the matching side to face away from you. And then you do formula B and bring A back to the top again, and you're going to move to the next step. So if none of them matched, after you do B and A, one side will match. If one side matches and you hold it to the back, after you do B and A, all sides will match. So let's do that. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and only one, this one stayed the same. The rest of these moved around. Formula A will bring them back to the top. Down and up, slide. Itchy nose. Out, down, in, up. That's close, but no cookie. Out, down, in, up. There we go. Slide the top, keep going. Out, down, in, up, out, down, and up. Okay. So these 4 corners are now correct to each other. Okay. And I did the long side so that I can set it down and have it be stable. If I did the short side or one of the other sides, the edges might have offset it. So now it's stable. I can go layer by layer if I want, but I usually, with the colored cubes, I do the opposite corners first. So opposite to the longest, since it's a cube shape, opposite to the longest will obviously be the shortest side. So I'm ignoring the edges, looking only at the corners. This one is correct, this one is not. So let's start by moving this one. Formula A is going to switch these around and twist them. And so I'm going to do that until the short side's on top on all of my corners. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Okay? slide the top, keep my cube stable, because I want my bottom knows what, my base layer knows what it's doing, and I'm trusting it, I'm abandoning it, because if I look at it, I'm going to think I messed up. But if I wait until the short side's on top on all 4 corners, and then I look at it, it will, even though it partied while mom and dad are out of town, it's going to be back into shape, because formula A to do this is a multiple of 6, which doesn't mess her up. And sure enough, my first 4 corners are still happy. Okay, second 4 corners, these are not the same shape, these are not the same shape, these ones look like they are. So matching side faces away from you, formula B, up, up, down, down. One piece stayed the same, we just moved 3 cubes around. We're going to use formula A to bring the our favorite side back to the top. Slide the top, keep the cube stable. Do, 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 do. And when the flat side corners are correct, now we look at the bottom, and they haven't moved. Yes, they've moved, but they've resolved themselves, so we don't care. All right, so with the opposite edge, now we're doing opposite edges. So with the opposite edges, left and right, I look for a piece in the middle that looks like it wants to place to the side, and if it's colors, you can look, but if it's not, yes, that lines up. So this is a piece that wants to go to the side. So I have to match the corners to the front color. So I move the corners together as a unit. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, that's the right shape. Okay, when the corners match the front and I determine its direction, then this is where it's going to land is my first column, and where it begins is my second column. So top row, first column, second column. Start by moving away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. I don't know why I'm demonstrating with the mirror cube, because you really can't follow visually what's happening, but that's okay. I decided that I wanted to, and it's fun. So here's a piece that's short. I want the short side to be on top, so I flip the cube. Opposite edges are still left and right, and wants to go in this direction. So first I line the corners up to match the front. This is not correct, so that's the second option, third option, and they line up. And it's going in this direction, so I move it away, up, in, second up, away, down, in, second, down. Okay, and that is placed. This one is not a long or a short of it. This one's short. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. First column, second column, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and that one's placed. Good morning. Hi, you guys. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate y'all. This is not a long or a short. This is a short, but a short's on the front side, so I'll flip it so it's on top. You'll let my opposite corners, I want to say yellow and white are left and right, because I always work with yellow and white, but these are not colored. So the long and the short of it are left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. So first column, second column, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and look at that. Short side is placed. Okay, I still have 3 more pieces to place for here. So I'm looking for a long piece. Just keep the opposite edges left and right. You look like a long piece, and you match the front. So I'm going to measure it, see if it matches. It does. So this one wants to go over to this side, and the corners match the front. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. The reason why I love this cube is because it's magnetic. The other cubes that I've tried, while they look pretty and turned smooth, did not line up as easily. So they sit there looking pretty instead of being used. Short, okay, no, that's not the short side. Short side's done. I'm looking for long side. You're not long. You're not long. You look long. Test it. Yep, it's the right height. Bring the corners to match the front. That's second option, third option, fourth option. Corners match the front. Determine its direction. Move away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And we still have one more somewhere. It looks like this is the one. So I'm going to displace it. I'm going to put a random piece into here to move this out to the top so I can place it. Up, up, down, down. Bring the corners to match the front. Okay. And yes, it's going in this direction. So away up, in second up, away down, in second down, and my opposite edges are now placed. Yay! Let's line up the center. Okay. So at this place, now we check the side edges, and I'm going to leave my long side face down until the rest of it is done. And I'm going to be displacing a small piece, usually the smallest piece. So I'm going to be displacing this. None of the side edges are correct, so it doesn't matter which way I go. So I'm going to place this into here, and then that will put it on top where I can work with it. So slide up, slide down, and then I'm looking for a piece on top that's not the top color, top shape. So that's this one. I hold the top, I rotate the rest of the cube together. So the corners do match the front already here. So it need to look at which way it's going, and the side edges you kind of sometimes you have to measure it. So it does. That's too short, and this is the right size. So this is going over this way. So away up, in up, away down, in down, and Formula B always moves 3 pieces. So, well, this one's placed. This one's going to go bippity-boppity back and forth until the sides are placed. When my short piece comes back to the top, I reassess the edge pieces to see how they're doing, side edges. So I'm looking for the piece on top that's not the top color. I say color, but what I mean shape. Corners match the front. It's going this way or this way, so it's going this way. Away up, in up, away down, in down, and then the other, okay, look, my short piece came to the top again. Doesn't have to be correct, it just has to be on the top layer, so now we reassess. This one's correct, this one's not, this one's correct, this one's not. I'm going to displace with use one of my incorrect pieces. If it's correct, I just displace it again, doesn't matter. But if I have an incorrect piece, I'm going to displace this into the incorrect spot, so this will come to the top where I can work on it. So up, up, down, down, and this piece. Okay, we want the corners to match. We're ignoring everything on top except for the piece we're working on. So we're ignoring the top corners. We're looking only at the bottom corners. So this is not, it's not lined up. Corners don't match the front, so rotate this way. And yes, the corners match this way. So it's going either this way or this way. This one's already correct, so it's got to go this way. Away up, in up, away down, in down. Okay. And then the piece that's not short on top. Okay, rotate the center, match the corners, match the center. There it is. Okay, by shape. So it's going in this direction. Away up, in up, away down, in down. And ta-da! Just jumps up on you, doesn't it? Do-do. Good morning. Hi, you guys. All right. I'm going to demonstrate that you can scramble the centers without scrambling the corners and edges. So as long as I keep the edges correct, as long as I keep the corners correct to each other as I'm scrambling, as I'm doing strange and wonderful things. As long as the corners line up before I twist it. Okay. Okay. So as long as the corners are still correct, okay, whatever else I'm doing, as long as the corners have not altered, then I can pick any side and I can line up the colors, because they have not been they've been protected. Okay, line up the corners again, line up my edges now. Okay. And so that's how you can scramble the center pieces and not the corners and edges. The absolute center changes this way as well. So I ended up with boxes here, which I can fix. So my white, so I find my white center right here, and I want to land it right here. It's orange here, so let's do this way. So the three colors, as dictated by the corners and as dictated by the center, are front, top, front, and right. So doing formula A with this column, with this row and this column. So I move this piece, no, actually, down, yeah, all right, go this way. Okay, so this piece wants to come up, so I move it away, I move it out, I move the space down, I move the cube and the space into the middle, and the cube and the space, the cube into the space, cube and the space back up again. So formula A will do that. Formula A will actually work on the entire top, on the first, every piece on the top, first face, but formula A affects all 6 sides. So you can't do it on anything more than the first face. Excuse me, hiccups. Hiccups are not fun. So I can do formula A for one side, which if I'm trying to speed, will save me. Each piece is done in 4 moves instead of 8 moves, so it's half as many moves for the first face. But all right, let's do that. I can take a shortcut. Here, okay, so I'm going to bring this face down, this slice down, and I'm going to try to see what's in there. So I'm going to move this away. I'm going to do formula. This is a shortcut. Okay, so I move that piece away so it can move into place. I bring this piece down, and there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 4 options as I twist here to what can land there, and if any of them are white, I'm going to keep them. So move it away, move that one away, come down, and then I'm going to check these 4 rows, those lined up, and these 2, that's 2, there's 3, I don't like the yellows, and back up again. 1, 2, 3, no help there, 1 there. Okay, bring this piece away. We're working 1 row at a time, 1 slice at one column. I know words. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and because, like I said, I kept my corners correct, I can just line up the edges. I didn't mess anything up in doing that formula A. This piece wants to go there, move it out, down, in, up, and reset. This piece wants to go, where does it want to go? Okay, I'm going to move them away, move the column down, move them in, and back up again, here, so out, down, in, up, set. These two want to land there, out, down, in, up. This one wants to land here, out, down, in, up. And this one wants to land there, so out, down, in, up. And my centers, my edges have not altered. So I can't do that for any other sides, because if I do, it's going to mess up my white. So from this point forward, everything is Formula B. I can start anywhere I want to. I can work with, I can start by the corners and work my way in. I can start with pick a color. Oh, right. Because I used Formula A for this, and because I had, because this was a non-scramble for my centers, and I used Formula A to fix it, my opposite side is also solved, because because I did everything was, I kept the corners together for the whole thing. So so that happened. If I had done Formula B, that would not have been the case, because I would have been working, I was not working on all 6 sides at the same time. All right, so let's see. I picked, for today I'm just going to pick 2 sides. For the, I'm orange is my front, green's my top, so I'm going to, anything that's green on the front is going to move to the top. Anything that is orange on top is going to move down, but I'm also going to do the same thing with opposites. So anything that's red is going to move up, anything that's blue is going to move down. So, start with green. Here's a piece. Let's line it up so that's advantageous. These 3 can all move, but that would bring the red up. So I'm going to work with these 2. I'm going to treat these 2 as one piece, and they'll land in these 2 spots. So, first thing you do is line it up so it's advantageous, and then I follow the piece I'm applying the Formula B to. So I go up, move to a different column. Now I couldn't go this way because that's the same column. So I move it to a different column, and then where it landed is my second column up. Okay, and this is why I've done the edges first, because it's going to keep, if I'm talking and get distracted and I'm like, which way am I supposed to move my top now? It's not that way, because the edges are lined up to keep you honest about which columns you're working on. So down, down, and those are placed. Here's another green. It will currently land right here, so I can bring down either the green, that green, this blue, or this blue. I want to move this red up as well, so let's treat these 2 as one piece. So the green and red are going up, the blue and orange are coming down. Up, slide to a different column, second up, down, reverse down. Okay. It's a commutator, it's a mathematical 0. For every left there's a right, for every up there's a down. So it does not move the rest of the cube, it only moves the 3 pieces that I'm trying to move. Here's a green piece. Okay. It will land in this spot right here, so I can either bring down that green, or this blue, or that green, or that green. So obviously it's the blue one I want to bring down. I've got 2 greens here, so I can bring down the one next to it, but I don't want to bring the red down, so I'm just going to work with this one piece here. So the first horizontal is to line it up, and then I follow this piece. I go up, I slide the top till it's in a different column, which can go either direction unless it's a diagonal, and then that's the second up. Reverse down, set the top, that piece has moved. Here's another green. Okay, it can land where this red is, where this red is, where this green is, or where this green is. So I do have to line it up, so I'm going to bring the opposite down. It's okay. So I line it up, I go up, it's a diagonal, so that tells me which way I have to go. Second column, turn it to as though it's a different column, so that's the second column is up, reverse down, set the top. Okay, so all my greens are up. I've got some oranges I want to bring down. It's easier to bring them up, so I'll flip it this way. So this is going to land right here. I can bring down this orange, this red, this orange, or this orange. So line it up so the red will come down. Okay. And then I go up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse down, at the top, and it's placed. Here's another one. Okay. It's going to land where this blue is. Let's bring the red down instead. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, it's at the top. Okay. Here's a blue, and here's a red that wants to come down. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, and set. Here's a blue, and a red that wants to come down. Up, slide, up, reverse, down, back, down, and set. It fell off. Here's a blue, but I do not have a red to come down, so I'm going to leave that. Here's a blue in the same spot, doesn't have a thing to come down. So that's as far as I can go and be advantageous right now. So I'm going to flip it. Now I'm going to work with my greens and reds. So let's bring my reds to the top. It's convenient to bring down anything but the blue. So here is a red. I'm going to bring down this green. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, set the top. Okay, here's a red. I can bring down this orange, this blue, and this green. So we'll just bring down this green. Up, down. It's falling off. This is the stuff back in the 60s and 70s. We sold this stuff as an alternative to thumbtacks in your wall for hanging posters. I don't know what it's called. It's just blue. It's just called sticky stuff. All right, here's a red. Okay, I'm going to bring down that orange. So up, down, and set the top. Okay. Here's a red. Okay. It's lined up with this blue, or this blue, or the red, or the red. So this red can only bring down a blue. So let's do it. Up, down, set the top. Okay, here's a red. It can bring down this green or this orange. So I'll bring down the green. So up, slide, second up, reverse down. Again, I don't have to pay attention to I don't have to memorize which columns move which pieces. I just pick a piece, throw it where it wants to be, and the cube dictates what the colors are, what the columns are. So this piece wants to go up, it'll land right where the red is, or where that red is, or where that red is, or where that blue is. So we're bringing the blue down, even though it's an opposite, because we got to place the reds. Slide up. Okay. Here's a red. The only thing it lines up with is this orange and green. So we'll treat these two as one. Go up, slide, up, reverse, down, set the top. Here's a red. Lines up with these greens. Okay, so up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, and again, because I've done the edges, they're my visual clue to keep me honest with which columns I'm on, so I don't mess up. Do you want to see what happens if I lose track of my columns. Let's lose track of my columns and show you what happens. Okay, let's say this piece. No, okay, gotta be this one. Okay, so this piece is going up. I go up, slide the top, and then second up is, but if it's still in the same column. If I go second up that way, then when I go down and down, and reset the top, I have moved these pieces, but I have ancillary movement of a whole bunch of other pieces as well. So that's a good way to begin a scramble. All right, so where was I? Doing reds. Okay, here's a red. It's going to land to bring that green or that orange down. So up, slide down, and set the top. Okay, don't have any greens to come down. I've got some blues to go up and oranges to go up, but it's not really very clear, intuitive what they are. So I'm going to move to another piece. Okay, now let's move the blues up. Hi, kitty. Hello, come on. Sure, come say hi. Sure, hello, beautiful kitty. Hi. Are you pretty? Are you my prettiest cat ever in the whole world? Are you my kitty? This is Fluffer Bunny. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. You do what you do you. Okay, here's a blue to move to the top. Poof, go, shoo, bye. Okay, you can land where this red is, orange or green, so I'm gonna bring the orange down. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, slide the top. I'm just going to keep playing, but if anybody has any questions or comments or wants to make suggestions or requests, I try to follow the chat. So here's another blue. Okay, I can bring down the red or the green, so it's going to be green. So up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, set the top. Okay. Here's another blue. Okay. The only color I can bring down is the red, so I may as well do that. Up, down, set. Okay. Here's another blue. I can bring down the red or these two oranges. So up, slide, up, reverse, down, and set the top. Another blue. Bring down the green and the orange. That's good. Up, oops, down, set the top. Okay. Here's another blue that can bring up a red. Or it's more reds. So I'm going to use these two. I'm going to bring down an orange while I'm at it. Down, up, down. These oranges. Up, down, set. Okay, one more blue, but it'll only, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to. Okay, there's a red. I'm going to bring down, I can treat this as a 3x. So up, slide, second up, down. Okay. There's a red and a blue. Up, down. Okay. There's an orange to the blue. Up, down. green, up, up, down, down, green, up, up, down, down. All right, everything else is an opposite, so it's going to need to be moved twice. So I'm just going to do that. Let's see what's the easiest way to do that. Here's two that are together. So I'm going to go up, up, just throw it into the yellow space, and then from the yellow space up. Okay, I have to do it one at a time now. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. Let's throw this orange up as well. Why not? Up, up, down, down. Now move these oranges up to here. Up, up, down, down. Line it up, 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 down, down. Line it up, 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 down, down. And these as well. Move these up, up, down, down. Let's do that again. Up, up, down, down. And then we move them one at a time. Up, up, down, down. This is lined up, 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 down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down. All right, there we go. Thank you for joining me. I should go get ready, eat my breakfast, and get ready for the physical therapy. Thank you for joining me. Go have a wonderful day. Be nice to yourself, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye, you guys.